From the headquarters in Beijing of People's Daily, this is PD Talk, and today we're having Professor Baudouin Decharneux. He is a philosopher with us today.
Yes, nobody's perfect. I am a philosopher. Philosophy is a huge field, and so I am mostly a professor in ancient philosophy. I'm very interested also about Buddhism, Taoism, and so on, so about Chinese philosophy as well. I am an historian of religions. I am member of the Royal Academy of Belgium and of the Academy of Athens. And in March this year, I was elected president of all the French societies of philosophy.
And so you said that philosophy is really a large field.
Yes.
Yes, so can philosophy do something like can explain about the world we are living now?
I think so. I think that philosophy maybe is sometimes an issue in this world because philosophy has something to do with unity. And so we are in a world full of diversities, but we know also a process of globalization in the world. It means that we have to discover, to find a new kind of unity between people, a unity which is respectful of the difference between people and also which think that between humans everywhere in the world there is some common points. So this is typically a philosophical way of thinking.
Yes, this is a very interesting point. Actually, you see that globalization has caused some homogeneity, I think, because you see like most of the big metropolitans in the world, they look actually very similar. So it's how do we see cultural diversity in this cultural and make culture different in this modern world?
This is a little bit a paradox because diversities, it's something which is very important for everyone. You are Chinese, I am Belgian, we are speaking Chinese, I am speaking French mostly. So it means that we are not the same and we have to live together all. But it means also that we are living together in the world with communication which are absolutely new. So we are very close, but we are different. I think, but this is my own perspective, that we have to discover all together, to find, probably to research, a new kind of unity which has something to do with metaphysics. It means with the concept, with the idea of unity. So philosophy today is a matter of emergency.
So is philosophy helping people to find their unity, their unique things in their own culture?
Yes, and also to find in yourself that we have a lot of common points with other people and other culture. There is a difference between European philosophies, and when I say European, it means also American philosophy and so on, continental philosophy. And for instance, philosophies from China, from Japan, from Korea. And the difference is that in Europe, people believe to be all very different. We are not the same. If, for instance, you look, you read some books of Confucius or from Lao Tzu and so on, you'll see, first point, we are all the same. That makes an important gap between European philosophy and other philosophies. And probably today we can see everywhere in the world that we are maybe the same. That's the first point. And probably the old Asian philosophers were right. And this is a good starting point to discover diversities. I think so.
Diversities. So actually, how do you define cultural diversity?
It means other way of thinking, of the way of living, of the way of practical meanings. Fashion, food, music, and so on. That makes the diversity of people. So it means also a feel of identity of the people. But this is also very important to bring diversities together. And I think in China you have a concept. This is harmony.
Yes, harmony.
Philosophy is a question of harmony inside of yourself. It is also a question of harmony in relationship with others, both together.
You have just mentioned the harmony, but as we can see that in today's world, we also have a lot of tensions.
Politics is a question of diversities and sometimes divides people because people are different. They would like different things. But philosophy is a question of unity. So maybe the best politicians that we had in the past were a little bit philosophers.
Philosophers.
I don't take a lot of example here, but we think all too important people of the 20th century. They try to bring people together to make the unity of a nation, to make the unity in the diversity.
Unity in the diversity. That is a really good concept.
I think so.
Yeah.
I hope so.
Is unity a reason why Europe has European Union?
Of reason.
Yes, one of the reasons.
It's very philosophical.
Yes, philosophical.
I think that the reason is the common point between people. But the question is which kind of reason? Reason is particular, of course, in each area, in each country, and probably from one man to another, with a lot of reasons. But we can communicate together. So it means that we have the possibility, through the diversity, to find a unity, by the way of reason as well. So reason is something which takes part of our own identity, but also of a possibility to communicate with other people and a possibility to discover the other kinds of reason in the world. So it means, in the past, in the colonialist time, European people, they say, so I am European, I am the country of reason, I am in China, I don't know exactly what's reason. Chinese, they have their own kind of reason that they develop, that they think about everything, like European people, like other people in the world. But what's fascinating is that we have the possibility to communicate through and with a reason about others. So a part of ourselves is universal.
Universal.
A part of ourselves.
So this time in Beijing, you're attending a philosophy conference or meeting.
Oh yes, I think it is very impressive, at Beijing, and it's an academic and probably an academic politic decision. You organize now an international conference with 5,000 philosophers from everywhere in the world. The argument of the symposium is to learn to be human. And I think this is a very good question today. How discover a new kind of humanity? Today we have a lot of possibilities. And we have probably the obligation, it was so called by Kant, a philosopher, in French, un impératif moral. So it means we have the obligation to construct a new world together and to use all the new possibilities that we have technologically to construct a new world with a new kind of humanity. It's possible. We are absolutely powerful if we compare with people from the past.
I think this is also show like China is willing to open its door to the world.
Probably it's a way to communicate. It's a way to show that China is important today, not just according to economy, but also according to culture, according to diversities, to open doors, to open windows in the world. But probably it's more. I feel that in China today, the idea of unity, not just unity of China, but unity of people in the world is important. And as you know, Chinese people, you are a lot. Mm-hmm. And so it's not so strange that you try to develop and to lead a new process of thinking about that. Mm-hmm. Something like a majority, mm-hmm. They try to develop a move, a wave, to think about that kind of unity that we could live together.
And that's all for today's PD Talk. And we are very glad to have you here and sharing your opinions with us.
So thanks so much for your professionalism, firstly, and secondly, for your hospitality. Because I think that in China, this is really a strong point. And not just myself, my other colleagues as well, we feel really your hospitality and your kindness. Thanks so much.
Thank you.
We have to work together to be human, and it's a long way.